Welcome back, everybody. And this is day 2 of the Whole Life Coach certification. What do you think, Tim?
I think we're doing just amazing here.
Amazing, eh? Yeah. How are we doing, everybody?
Outstanding.
Outstanding? Okay. Understanding. Gotcha. Okay, so the one a day today is actually, the mirror image of the good, the bad, and the ugly. Your life is actually a mirror image of your beliefs. Your life is a mirror image of your beliefs. A mirror image. Your life is a mirror image of your beliefs. That's where everything starts. Imagination. I-M-A-G-E, image, is the first part of imagination. What if we were an imagination nation? That would make us a Braveheart nation. If we got our imaginations back and turned the kitty litter into a sandbox and created a castle for ourselves in the life we want. We have learned to actually depend on government, the medical system, and every other system. And I'm not putting it all down, but I'm going to say it because I'm getting braver. We depend on religion, we depend on government, we depend on the medical system. Tell me those aren't the 3 tiers. Tell me that those aren't the 3 tiers. And did you see what I said? I said tiers. It's actually a tier. If you follow any of these systems, you will have tiers. Because you will have fears. And that would be false evidence appearing real, which means that you are making images that they're creating. They created all these images for you because that is to control. The government was only put together to control the masses. The masses will never wake up, and people don't like that when I say that. That pisses people off. The masses will never look. When has the majority ever ruled their own life? When has the masses ever ruled their own life? They will never rule their own life. The minority of the minority will be the totally awoke. The minority will be the awake, and then the minority of the minority will be the awoke. And the awoke will be the troublemakers, the rebels, will be the bravehearts, will be the ones that have no problem breaking away from the herd. Let me tell you something. You are the mirror image of all your beliefs, and they're not your beliefs. Did you know 70 to 90% of the beliefs you have are actually toxic? And if it wasn't for your God-given spirit, because your body was not given by God, I'm not going to get into that, but I just want to stir shit up. A little bit. Just a little. Your body was not. Your spirit was. Your spirit is unlimited. Nothing that was given to you by God is limited. You don't get it. It doesn't matter if you do, but understand that. This is limited. This has a lifespan. Your spirit doesn't have a lifespan. It's unlimited. But people don't want to realize that. They think everything is like this. No, it's not. But in this universe, it is a PlayStation game, and if you don't understand how to play the game, it's called image first. Would you say that the image that you have about your life, about your family, about yourself, and everything else creates a personality? No, your personality was created in the womb. From 0 to 7, that was it. All your dysfunctional, functional beliefs were created from 0 to 7. From 0 to 7, you have no filter. How daddy loved mommy, how mommy loved daddy. Now you consider that love, don't you? That's what love is. No, it's not. All the terrorizing fears that mommy had, daddy had, you didn't understand English, but you knew vibration, you knew frequency, you came in as a spirit. The vaginal canal is a portal for spirits to enter into the womb. Yes or no? But for most spirits, when they enter, it becomes a tomb, not a womb. Yes or no? Most women on a physical eat crap. Boy, we are going to honor a spirit into a portal to become a physical being and not have high vibrational thoughts, high vibrational food, high vibrational relationships with ourselves and everyone else? No. And we're all set up. So understand that. We're all set up to be corrupted, to be adulterated. That's what it is to be an adult. You're an adult. You're adulterated. I don't know any couple that knew how to love themselves, feed themselves in a high vibrational way, love themselves in a high vibrational way before they had children. And you might say that's not true. But the reality is that the ruler that you use is not the ruler I use. And the ruler is actually the government, religion, and all the educational systems that are out there that have programmed everyone, and that's your ruler. That's the ruler for the majority, yes or no? This is as good as it gets. The majority look at the majority and say, this is as good as it gets. When your doctor says to you, go home and get your affairs in order because guess what? Somebody of your age in this condition, you've only got this much time to live, you actually believe it. I would go, ha ha, you're crazy. If I don't act like the majority, then I just changed my destiny, didn't I? Because remember something, everything out there that they state, okay, is a statistic. How many people know that every 5 to 10 years they change the actual rate of health with every human being at every age? So the majority rules. So what they do is they say a child of this year old at 12 years old, whatever the majority is, average, that's what a 12-year-old's health is now. Understand, there's an entity on this planet that hopes that the image you have of yourself and your family and the world is corrupted so they can feed off of it. So the image that you have could be good, bad, or ugly, right? So the reality is this, is that the way you see yourself is what you're going to get. All of you have different situations, different homes, you wear different clothes, you have different friends, you have different habits. Well, these are all based on beliefs that you didn't even create. Most of your habits and most of your beliefs, you didn't create them. Isn't that something? You all think that your personality is your personality because it's my personality, but it's not your personality. Whether you want to believe this or not, human beings are one of the lowest vibrational species in the universe. And I'm one of them. I admit it, but at least I'll admit it, and then I know it's a game, and that guess what? If I don't learn how to feed my spirit and break away from the majority, everything it thinks, everything it eats, everything it does, almost everything, I am never going to work my way up the level. The universe is just one big playground. And what are you going to do for most of you? Seriously, what are you going to do for eternity? You actually think that you're going to leave this planet and go sit on a puffy cloud with somebody or something and just hang out? This is an endless adventure. It's an endless adventure. That's what your spirit is. It's unlimited. So the image that you have of yourself is a very important thing. So what is the image that you have of yourself? I guarantee you, has the image of yourself changed? You've only been here for one day. Did I change your image yet? Did I change it? I want to hear something. Is there somebody out there? Yes. Do you think that you're going to go back to that old image? No, because you didn't know that you were ruled, schooled, and fooled, and you didn't know that if you follow the majority, that you are going to go to the butchers. You will be butchered. And understand something. You will be butchered. Do you see any of your family on drugs because they can't handle their so-called personality, their reality? Why do you think they're on drugs? Because that is not their personality. If I had to remain what my parents did, to themselves and each other, and if I actually bought in to what I was taught by my father and religion and education, I wouldn't be sitting here today in a Braveheart way. Am I putting everything down that my father, my mother taught me, religion taught me? No, no. But remember something, this is your life. What you do with it matters. And that which created the universe says, do anything you want with it. Whether you believe it or not, do whatever you want with it. Because you're going to have many of them. It'll never end. But what do you want to do this lifetime? Do you want to sit back and do nothing? Do you want to create a different image? Do you want a different image? Well, then guess what? Don't take it personal that your personality is not yours. Don't take it personal. You already took it personal today, didn't you? Don't take it personal again. It's not yours. Let's go in there and get rid of low vibrational beliefs that you think that were given to you. I don't know what everybody thinks. You think that your personality was God-given? No, it was not. It was programmed into you. Now, do you want to be the programmer? We already discussed it, that your brain is only a computer and a chemist. It only runs programs, and it only dumps chemicals and hormones that either get you high or they fry you. Yes? Listen, if I dump the dose, which is dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, and endorphins all day, which I do, no matter what the crisis is going around me, I'm still going to do it. I'm going to wear a smile. That's my protection. And then people think, oh my God, he doesn't care because he's not suffering. I love everybody, and I will love everyone, but I will never do what the majority does. Do you believe that the majority is going to change and become awake? No, the people that are awake are waking up more. But did you notice the people that were already awake, they're becoming enlightened. But the people that weren't awake aren't waking up. Do you think that we haven't had this go around before? Why don't you do some real homework? Okay? All right? This is the 6th extinction for humans that's coming. And extinction doesn't mean that all the humans are leaving. 30 to 40% of the humans are leaving. And it might only take 7 to 10 years. Has anybody noticed the shape of the humans? Does anybody notice that we don't have to be poisoned anymore? We'll just do it ourselves? It's a do-it-yourself job now. My God, we don't just have the odd toke. We toke all day. We don't have the odd drink. We drink every day if we're alcoholics. An alcoholic is somebody who has 1 drink a day. 1 drink, did you know that 1 drink damages the pathways in the brain? If you do it every day, you're not a very good thinker. You might be good at one thing because you practice so much, but you're not going to be a good thinker. If you toke every day, you're not going to be a good thinker. If you eat what is called a good diet by the majority, you're not going to be healthy. Did you get that? You know what? Guess what? I'll say to someone, so, what do you think? I think I'm pretty healthy. Yeah, you are, compared to the rest of the people that have autoimmune diseases. We now know that 92% of the population has an autoimmune disease. 99% of the population has worms. Negative worms, because there's positive and negative. We know that. I'm not putting it down. But why don't we look at it what it is, right? And then mind our own business. Don't take things personal. Don't need approval to change the image. Who do you think you are that you're not eating like me anymore? Who do you think you are that you don't want to do this anymore? You used to like to do this all the time. Well, actually, I didn't. I actually did it because I needed your approval. And it's not because I want you to disapprove of me. It's just that right now, I want my own approval. I want to find my authentic self in this lifetime. I want to rise to the point that, guess what, I can love myself when nobody else is doing it. So that I don't have to compromise myself, because that's what we do. We have to compromise ourselves when we have the wrong image. I'm not going to compromise myself. I don't have to anymore. We can't live without love. We're emotional beings. That's it. You can't. You try to shut down your emotions, right, Trevor? How much fun is that?
Not much.
But it feels safer, doesn't it?
Sure does.
That's because you can't trust your emotions because you haven't found that self-love yet. So it's better to shut down. If one has been taught not to love oneself, it's better to numb out, isn't it? Okay, but it isn't. Because guess what? What do you want to do over again, or do you want to make some headway here?
Make some headway.
Do you want to be the bright light for your wife, or do you want her to keep on smiling and shining the light to try to keep you going?
Well, I'd like to shine myself.
Well, but it's not. But you're not. She knows she can count on you, but she can't count on you to make yourself happy. She has to be your happiness, right? You count on her for all your joy. How do you feel about that? Is that okay? I guess it's going to be really okay if she doesn't find her authentic self. Because as long as he needs me, I have purpose. But what kind of purpose is that? What if she found her authentic self and they both came together as two bright spirit beings, right? Seriously? Do you want your partner sucking on you like some nipple? After a while, it gets very tiring. At the beginning, when you're younger, I can't live without you. And you know, when somebody says that, you go, wow, really? I'm powerful. She can't live without me. Wow. Okay, I don't have to grow because guess what? I've got her. I've got her. That's all I need. I just need one person that I can control. How does that feel, David?
Not good?
When I put it that way?
Yeah.
So are we going to be able to de-nipple you?
Yes.
Thank God. Because I'll tell you, breastfeeding at your age, it looks a little scary.
Yeah.
You see? Let's make it fun. Because there's nothing wrong with you, David. There's nothing wrong with you. We got into a program that we didn't even realize because nobody put the mirror up there for us and said, hey, we got better for you. There's better here. Take a good look in there. And that's why we're going to do the mirror work, right? That's why we're going to do the mirror work every morning. That's why when we go to the bathroom, we're going to do the mirror work. When I go to the bathroom, I never leave the bathroom without looking in the mirror. And I go, you know what? I got you, Daryl. I love you. We got this. We're going to rock. Okay? I wash my hands too.
While you're looking in the mirror.
Anyways, do you understand where we're going with this? Yeah. Okay, so it's not about right or wrong. It's about writing your own song. Singing your own story. No longer their story. Government can piss off. I want nothing to do with them. I'm not angry, but they're never going to change. It's never going to change because it wasn't built for us. It was built to control us. And everybody that works for the government is okay. They get off on that. That's their power. Everybody that works for the government has no power. It's the first time they've been given power to enslave the rest of the population. Yes or no? So it's never going to change. A jail is a jail. And they're jail keepers, and they don't even know that they're in their own jail because they're never going to grow. And there's a lot of other systems just like that. But I am not part of any system. Just as if you guys decide to be part of the Braveheart Nation, there's no rules. There's just one law, unconditional love for yourself. And if you can pull that off, you can pull it off for everybody. That's it. No judgment. The only justice is observation, no judgment. My God. When you go to a buffet, do you walk in there and go and take a look at all the food you don't want to eat and talk about it? Or do you just go in and eat the things you like? But why do you spend your day talking about everything you don't like? I'm not going to talk about the government. They're never going to change. It's not poisoned. It was a poison program. It's always been. The medical system's not broken. It's not corrupt. It's a corrupt program. It wasn't corrupted, it was always one. You can't start off with petroleum and then make it into a medicine. I mean, think about it. There's no logic left with anyone. I'm not telling you not to take your drugs because you might need to, because you might kill somebody in your family if you didn't. But until you find yourself, maybe you need those drugs. But after you find yourself and you find out that love, self-love and self-care is the answer, you won't need drugs. Because you don't need to numb yourself out. You don't need to dumb yourself down because you don't like your image. What about changing your image instead of blurring the image? Because that's what drugs do, right? That's what alcohol does. That's what smoking, toking too much does. That's what overeating does. So let's get to the point where we don't have to destroy the image anymore or blur the image out because we love the image of ourselves. Mind your own business. Don't take anything personal. Don't need approval ever again. That's the deal. So while we're here, understand this is day 2. We're not even halfway through. By the time we finish tomorrow night, I promise you, everybody's coconut will be cracked from the inside out. And you'll be going, you know what? On a deeper level, down in my subconscious, I always believed, but I never thought about it and brought it out into the open, that if I actually had total self-love and self-care for myself, you're right, Daryl, and you will say this. Deep down inside, I didn't realize it, but if I did that, that would be so selfish that maybe I would go to hell forever. You can't give what you're not. If you were unconditional love, what would you be giving everyone? If you're conditional love, what do you give everyone? And guess what? Every one of you have conditions with your love until you have unconditional love for yourself. Because then you will be what? What will you be? You'll be full, not full of it. Love is a self-serve job. You're going to fill your heart up. And when you fill your heart up and you keep your heart filled up, there's a God spot in there. And you'll turn that on. If you're waiting for people to fill you up each day, like you're some kind of tank, you'll never be tankful. You'll have your tantrums. You think we'd have tantrums? If you want your partner to fill your tank up every day, good luck with that. That was never your partner's job. It was never your mother's job. It was never your father's job. But your mother tried to do it, didn't she? Anybody here been a mother? You tried to fill everybody's tank up every day. How did it work out? And when you did it, and you did it long enough, you know what you said? I'm not respected. No, that's not true. You didn't respect yourself and fill up your own tank to teach everyone else to fill up their own tank. So now you've got everybody counting on you. And you're this walking, talking nipple. And then you're wondering why everybody feeds on you, and then you feel empty and exhausted. Yes or no? They don't want us to rise as spirits. We are all spirit beings. And they do not want us to rise because they feed on us. Did you know that we are food for an entity that lives on this planet? And they feed off our emotions? And guess what? The only time that they have true orgasms is orgasmic feelings is when we are actually crying and at war with each other, killing each other, poisoning each other. That's the only time. That's when they get really off on it. And guess what? Because they're psychopaths, they can't get enough of it anymore. And now we're at war with ourselves, with each other. Yes or no? Yes or no? We have never been at war like we are right now. And as long as we opt into their war, we're going to get more. You know, there was this saying, what if they called a war and nobody came? We would deflate these psychopaths. And we're never going to deflate them until you do something that you're going to feel like you're going to go to hell forever, and that's love yourself. Whether you believe it or not, that was what we were trained. And you're not even thinking about it on a conscious level, but if you really think about it and sit quietly, oh no, if I totally love myself, I'm sure that I'd be going to hell for that. That's called selfishness. That's called an ego. My God, and if I totally love myself, I'd probably forget about everybody else. My baby would drown in the tub. We are so ridiculous. How are you going to give the majority of this? It's not your job. Your job is to shine your light, is to find your authentic self. I just want to make a difference. Then become different. Then become something that somebody looks at, your children, your husband, your wife, your friends, and they go, wow, how did you do this? Well, it wasn't easy, but I couldn't stay back there and struggle. I'd rather struggle to become something more than something less. It doesn't matter. You know, I struggle every day, but I don't struggle in a way. I struggle in a way that I'm getting rid of that straitjacket. I'm breaking that cocoon. I'm not struggling because I'm wallowing in pain and suffering. I'm struggling because I want breakthroughs. Let me tell you something. Get your brave heart on. Become a warrior, okay? A warrior for yourself, that you stand up for yourself and you watch yourself to protect yourself from yourself. Nobody else. I'm not worried about anything else. Do I know what's coming? Oh my gosh. There's more coming that's going to disrupt this planet that has ever happened since 1930s, and it could even get worse. And I am ready. Not ready to go to war. I am psychologically ready to help my brothers and sisters, and I will not lose myself. I will stay connected to Source God, and I will make sure that we get through this, because they have set this up. It's taken them 250 years to get to where we are right now, to have what's going to happen in the next 3 to 6 months. Did you know that? Bet you didn't know that, and that's the truth. That's what happens when you do research and you stay logical and you look at it like a game. And that what you call Source has actually said, my gosh, there's 8 billion of you now. There's only 250,000 of them, and all you had to do was unconditionally love yourself and quit killing each other, quit poisoning each other, and quit having them go, hey, listen, we'll give you a raise if you'll poison your brothers and sisters. That's all you had to do. There's nobody coming to save us. It's time to save ourselves and each other. You can get it or not get it. You can believe my story. It's just my story. But at least make your own Braveheart story where you're the hero at every given moment, because you can only live in the moment. You can only heal in the moment. You can only create something new in the moment. You can only get rid of a toxic belief by working in the moment. You can't do it by being in the future with your fear or your guilt in the past. So that means you're probably going to have to give up parts of your religion, because that's how they hold us. False evidence appearing real. If you do this, you go to heaven, and if you don't, you go to hell. Well, guess what? That's all in here. It's always been in here. And most of the people are in hell anyways. They're in hell all day. No matter what goes on, I'm staying in heaven. That's called the present moment. I am not guilty of anything. I am not a sinner. I'm a winner. I do not judge people. I observe them. I like to eat that, but I don't like to eat that. I like to hang around with her, but not with her. And it's because I'm going to protect my vibration. And I'm going to bring my vibration up 1% every day. And it's not called 100% because it's unlimited. Did you get that? So you can buy into my BS, my belief system, and then create your own. Because everybody should have their own story. Everybody should have their own destiny, and you've got to fulfill that. So to do this, you guys need to get this. It's love band work. 3, 2, 1, I got this. 3, 2, 1, I approve of myself. 3, 2, 1, that's the old me. There's a new sheriff in town, and every time you do this, this is a kiss. Because guess what? I hear that they're going to make kissing illegal. So now they won't know. We've got our secret code. Here you go. There's one for you. There's one for you. There's one for you. Well, guess what? If it's up to the majority, they'll make it all legal because people believe suffering is the way. But I'm not going to pay or play. And understand something. You should not be scared when I've got such a big mouth and I'll go online. If they're coming after anyone, they'll come after me, but they already did. It didn't work. But they're not after me. Who are they after? They're after the low-hanging fruit. They're after the people with addictions. They're after the people that overeat. They're after the people that are sick because they have sick beliefs. You can't physically be sick unless you have sick beliefs mentally. Do you get that now? Do you get that now? So every symptom, every disease you have was a message of love from your body saying you're out of alignment, out of harmony in the first place. And you just shut yourself down, you didn't listen to it, you just pushed it away. And why did you push it away? Because you were told that if you totally unconditionally love yourself, you're going to hell, and that is selfish. Yes or no? Yes, and you better get it because that's the truth. And then you'll go, no, I don't think I was told that. Well, that's how deep it is. Do you understand that we can go back 250,000 years? That's when this corruption started. I will give you guys, if you want, and tell you what you can go listen to. And if you've got a logical mind, you're going to find out that this is a life-threatening, fun-filled adventure. And the psychopaths will probably always have the keys to the city, but they will never have the keys to your heart or your mind if you decide you want to take it back. And what if, in the whole universal idea of this, that you don't get to move on to another level until you buy into unconditionally loving yourself? What if I'm right? What if you don't buy into that and you get to keep on being repeat and rinse, repeat and rinse? How would you like that for eternity? And guess what? Why don't you try unconditional love and find out if it actually changes your life? Find out if it actually makes the impact on everybody you love and you didn't have to do anything except mind your own business. What if it was all about that? Okay, I'm going to come over here. I'm going to move these two phones and just know this, everyone. You should be sitting here during this course and doing this, all the course. Does anybody understand that the subconscious mind is a robot? It only runs programs, and it only runs the prominent dominant programs. What if I had you become a robot and just doing this the whole course, where you were just lightly doing this 30 times an hour, maybe 300 times an hour? Well, what else are you doing? Do you think you could maybe listen to me and just do this? What if you did this the whole course 9 days? What if this meant I'm kissing myself? What if this meant I'm snug as a hug, I love myself? What if this meant I was snapping myself to the present moment, which is the only place I can accomplish anything? Can you accomplish things in the past, Trish? No. Then why are you there? Why do you have all this guilt? Do you think it's time to just go the present moment? And then we've got you, my friend, fearful of the future. Yeah. If you don't stay in the present moment, we can't get this job done. You can't get your clinic open. You can't rocket ship. Present moment. Snap back to the present moment. And you're going to have to be doing this all the time. I don't mind. I can hear this little clicking the whole 9 days. Because guess what? At the end of the 9 days, you're going to go, oh my God, I didn't need him at all. I just needed to go and get a hairband. I didn't even have to buy his Braveheart Love Band for 20 cents. I could have got it just an elastic band. And if I snap that enough times, which means this is a kiss, snug as a hug, snapping back to the moment, new sheriff in town, unconditional love, you're going to nail this. You can believe this or not believe this. When my daughter, the oldest of my children, was just a very young girl, I took her hairband and put it on my wrist. And I started snapping it. And I snapped it so much that I was going through a hairband every 3 to 4 days. Not because I was going to kill myself. I just wasn't going to live like this anymore. The indoctrination from my religious beliefs and from me not being good enough, me not being worth anything, I couldn't take it anymore. I didn't know what I was going to do. But I knew I needed a breakthrough, not a breakdown. There'd be no more breakdowns from me. Understand, you couldn't make me go back. And you need to understand something. It's false evidence appearing real. I don't fear the government. I don't fear the military, the police. I don't fear these psychopaths. And you know what? I know what God is. And I don't call it God, because most people, their God is a fearful thing. Their God is somebody that's judging them. I get to have whatever I want if I stand in my power and I am sincere. And I'm not talking about houses or materialistic things. That's quite evident. I'm not materialistic. The reality is if you're not here trying to help all your brothers and sisters, and understand this will always be a slave planet. Did you get that? You can live in whatever fantasy you want, but this will always be a slave planet where we can see if you could love yourself enough to break free from the invisible bonds that bind you. That's my belief. It doesn't have to be yours. I know I'm a crackerjack. I know that, you know what? Trust me, you should see what people say right now online about me. And they can keep doing it because they need something to not like. But remember something, if you're not challenging your beliefs, you're not growing. And are people challenging their beliefs? No. Are their beliefs running them over every day? That's right. I challenge my beliefs. Look at Tim, do I change from course to course? Yeah, a little bit. Am I a little bit stronger? I'm telling you right now, I will get stronger. I will become brighter in my beliefs. I don't tell you that you should have my beliefs. All my job is to help you crack the coconut from the inside out and create your own belief systems that just love, honor, and praise you like that which created the universe that has never judged you. That is a bullshit story. And I don't care how old your book is. Well, this book was found in a mountain cave, and it was written by the... If it's not talking about how you should deserve and have unconditional love, I don't want to read it. If you want to tell me that this book is about how 1 minute something loves me and the next minute it hates me, you can keep that book. And you can have that book, and I honor you for keeping that book. But I'm writing my own book. Is that okay with you? Is it okay if I don't join your belief systems? Is it okay if I make my own? Oh yeah, and then that which created the universe is going to send me to hell. Like people, like yesterday, somebody said to me, right on here, you're going to hell. Okay, all right, fine, good for you. I'm not going. The person who told me that I'm going to hell on TikTok is already in hell. And I send them all the love in the world. Image. What's the image that you have of yourself now? It's changed since yesterday, hasn't it? Right. And those people that you would like to blame for all of the things that have gone wrong, they're off the hook, right? Or you've definitely started. Maybe you've got a couple on the meat hook. They're still squirming, but guess what? They don't feel it. You're the one that's on the hook. Every time that you hate someone, you're on the hook. Okay, so everybody, who do you still hate? Because when we're done this one a day, You're all going to call them and let them know, I still hate you. Please, no, but grow some ovaries and do it then. If you're going to kill yourself, why don't you try to hurt them? And you know what they're going to tell you? Don't call me again. So it's got nothing to do with them, it's got to do with you. Dishonoring, disrespecting yourself. So everybody that hates me that comes on here on these platforms, they need to not come on here anymore, because guess what? They're using me as food. And I'm not their food. And guess what? You are the government's food. You're the medical system's food. You are the psychopath's food until you have unconditional love. If you have unconditional love, they can't touch you anymore. I don't hate them. I just don't think about them. I don't talk about them. Hey, did you hear what Bill? No, don't want to know. Hey, are you going to go vote? No, the only vote I've got is for me right now in the present moment. I'm voting for me. How about you? Just know this, that 80% of your conversations are BS. The stinky kind. Isn't it something to always pretend you're interested in bullshit? Because you don't love yourself enough, so you'll compromise yourself to sit there and listen to it. Yes or no, Trish? I'm never going to make anybody feel bad intentionally, but I seem to do it. But I'm not going to do it intentionally. But the reality is I'm going to let you know that if you want to talk about things that are going to get us nowhere, bring our vibration down, I'm going to let you know that I'm opting out. I'm not going to stay in the conversation. Tell me about what you want, not what you don't want. Tell me where you want to go. Don't tell me where you've been and how hard it's been. I mean, every one of you have a story about how you almost died and how your life is so bad, and you hang on to it, don't you? You hang on to it. Get rid of it. Shut the chapter. Rewrite the story. What did I tell you last night? Did you all go home and work on your brave heart hero contract? Did you look at it this morning? That's your only exercise. So for the next 30 days, you will look at your contract that you wrote. This contract is about unconditional love and care for yourself, about the changes you need to make and see in your life to move forward. If you look at it every night for 10 minutes and every morning for 10 minutes in 30 days, you've got a contract that's true to you. If you follow that roadmap and never deviate from it, except to look at it every once in a while and go, hey, you know what? I'm already there. Change the contract. Buy into more. We are spirit beings. The invisible creates the physical. The psychological creates the biological. There's not one disease that wasn't created by your mind. They all were created by your mind, because your mind's a landmine. So it takes this little thing here to keep being in the present moment and catching yourself, oh my God, I've been running this belief forever. Holy crap, I got you. Because your subconscious will protect every prominent and dominant belief, whether it is killing you or it's saving you. You better get it. And you are not your personality. I'd say that I'm 1% of my true personality right now. And I'll be 67 years old. Hey, it's better than being none of it. And understand something. I know this much well. It's an infinite journey. You know what? Did you ever notice something? You're always wanting to get there. We're never going to get there. It's infinite. Are we there yet? Enjoy the ride, babe. Enjoy the ride. The person that's always saying, are we there yet? okay, can't be with themselves. How social do you always have to be? I have to make these phone calls every day. If you can't have solitude with yourself and then go in and really look at yourself with unconditional love, there's no judgment, and that's the problem. We look at ourselves and we judge. The people that judge you the most are judging themselves even more. You need to get that. So don't think they're going to stop judging you. It has to stop infecting you. I didn't say affect you, infecting you. Infecting you means you walk away and you pay for their judgment for hours or days. And depending if it's your mother, your brother, your sister, your uncle, and depending how you bought into it's all about family. It's not all about family, it's all about you. It's all about you, and once you make it all about you, this is not a selfish thing. All about you and loving and caring for you, you will change your family more than you could have ever done anything else. Listen, you've all tried until the point that you almost killed yourself, trying to change your family, support your family, and how's that working? It's amazing that the majority of the population, almost everybody does this, and nobody sees it's not working, but guess why? It's not because we're stupid. We were told this is as good as it gets. And as long as you have the sinner complex, then you're going to believe that there's something dysfunctional about you. And if you believe that you're dysfunctional, you'll act that way, and you'll act broken. How does it feel to feel that you are not enough, David? And guess what happens? You never give her enough because you're not enough. As soon as you're enough to yourself, you will give everything to her without giving it to her because you'll be shining the light on her, and bam, you're right back, baby. People can think of me whatever they want. I just want to wake the world up to loving themselves. That's it. There'll always be war. Because guess what? You're all angry and pissed off. Holy shit, I get a chance to actually go and kill someone that I don't know? I'd like to kill my family, but I'll go to jail. I'll just join the war. How many people come back as heroes from the war? You never come back as a hero. The government says, hey, and they got the stupid airlines going, thank you for your service. And you buy that bullshit and you won't say a word and you won't speak out. You'll just let that go, won't you? Oh, wouldn't want to cause any trouble. And then people come on here and go, you're dangerous. You need to be shut down. Good luck. Come and try. I'm going to tell you something right now. I'm not against the people that went to war. I'm for them. Because they never wanted to go to war. All they wanted to be was a hero to themselves and their family, and they didn't know how. That's it. And these psychopaths bullshitted us that we were in danger in our homes, in our country. We were never in danger. Never. The danger's in here. I am a Braveheart. I'm not backing down. I'll take one more day being me than 100 years being the majority, because I know who my God is. So you can take it and believe it or don't really care. You can think I'm bullshitting. I don't really care anymore. I don't care. I just know where I'm at. I know that I'm going to go out there, and anybody that wants to be freed up from the guilt and the sinner syndrome and I'm not enough, I'm there for you because I was there. I love everybody. You better understand that. Let the haters come, but you love them. because that's all they wanted. That's all they wanted. But you go and hate them when they hate you. You just gave these psychopaths more fuel. You think about that. Don't get a headache, anyone. Hold on. Okay. Okay, let's do it this way. Okay. So, let's make this really clear. And please do not take this wrong. I don't care what you think if I'm in love with myself. I don't care what you think when you don't care for me and I love you anyway. You need to get that. That's standing in your God-given power. And you can believe that or not. I don't need to read a book. I don't need the 10 Commandments. I don't need bylaws. I don't need rules. Unconditional love will make me go the speed limit when I drive. I don't want to hurt me or anyone else. Unconditional love will make sure that I only have one shot of Mescal. Do you understand? Oh, that was a nice buzz. That's it. Unconditional love is the only way that you can have protection down here. But until you buy into that BS belief system, walk around with a slight smile, David. David, you know I've been watching you and you can't hold a smile for more than 8 seconds. 8 seconds. That's an infinite number, but you're not going to be infinite from that. 8 seconds. And do you know why? Piss off. I got nothing to smile for. Until things go my way. Well, that's because you're not doing it the Braveheart way. Learning to love yourself. It's never going to go your way, David. No one's coming to your rescue. She tried to rescue you, and you refused it. It wasn't good enough. And until you're good enough for yourself, no one can rescue you. And that's why you're angry. Because you were taught that you could rescue him. It's all BS. The stinky kind. You rescue you, you come together, and when she says she wants to do something that's totally crazy, you go, I'm in. Do you get that?
Yep.
If you still want her. Do you want her?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Well, then tell her.
I want her
How bad do you want her?
more than anything.
Really? That was a desperate statement. Because he doesn't want her more than anything. Until he finds himself, that's the more than anything.
I want you bad enough that I am going to change and I'm going to find myself.
I want you bad enough that I'll let you be you. There it is. It's okay. I'm not trying to play with you.
Yeah.
I want you bad enough in my life, not bad enough. I want you good enough in my life that I'm going to allow you to be you. Anything you want to become, anywhere you want to go, let's do this, because this is the greatest adventure of our life. And let me tell you something. When you make your partner into an enemy, which you've both done, holy shit. Really? Really? Then you're like every other couple. I love you, I hate you. Okay. You want to move that one back here like this? Here? There? Okay. All right. Sorry if I'm giving anybody a headache. but I probably already gave you one. Okay? Let me see here. Okay, all right, that's good enough. All right. So here it is. Okay? Now, tell me if I'm authentic. Now, even though I'm being watched, tell me if I'm acting, but you're going to have to act. You're going to have to act. You're going to have to act like it, right? You're going to have to act like it how many times? Well, it depends on how much passion and purpose and how much heart you're going to put into anything, because it's always been about frequency and emotion. So, how long is it going to take for you to create a new you? I don't know. How much heart you're going to put into it? Oh, tell me at the end if you think I'm authentic, or I've just said it so much I've got you all fooled. Okay? Remember, you have to be an actor until you become it. Remember something, by the time you're 30, okay, your reality controls your life, not your personality. Did you get that? You create, okay, your personality creates a reality, but your reality then creates your life. You are so stuck. You are screwed. You either pretend you're enjoying this, you pretend that you love life. You better pretend. And guess what? We allow all the little children to pretend, and we wish we could be them. And then we send them off to the government for years so the government can get rid of their imagination and their pretending. I had my shirt ripped off because I was daydreaming by a teacher. I had it ripped right off me. I can't tell you how many times I was put in the hall with my nose to the corner at every recess and lunch. I can't tell you how many times I got a leather strap on my hands when they could get away with it. The only reason why they don't get away with it now is because of lawsuits. But they still get away with a lot of crap. I could tell you a story that just happened to one of my practitioners. It's disgusting. You know, I had a lady say to me the other day, "We've done everything for her. We are such a good family." And I said, "Listen, it's not your fault, but you gave her to the government. You gave her to the government." "What do you mean I gave her?" "I never did." I go, "The government was with her more than you were. You can't send your kids to a public school and expect them not to become adulterated. Teachers are not enlightened beings. They don't teach about unconditional love and care. They don't allow you to go to the bathroom when you need to. You got to hold your urine. You got to hold number 2. You aren't allowed to speak until you're told. You're not allowed to be trained or treated differently because you're different. Everybody is herded like cattle. And then people come on here and they go, "Why is he so angry?" Oh, I'm not angry. I'm standing up for everyone that cannot stand up for themselves yet. I am love, I am healed, and I am Braveheart. Today and every day, from the moment that I rise until I close my eyes, I will forgive, love, honor, respect, and protect myself before anyone else or anything else, so help me God, because I am, I can, I will, I am love, I am Braveheart, and I am healed. So, get into it. At the beginning, be the greatest actor and go for that Academy Award. And the award goes to Darryl Wolf for acting like he loves himself until you become it. And that's called the Braveheart hero story. Okay, thank you. How we doing?